I am Danielle and this is my channel Love and Stitchin'. Today is April 15th, 2026 and this is Flosstube number 60, I believe. Happy taxes due day, I guess. I know there's a lot of freebies out there for restaurants and things like that, so maybe you're enjoying one of those. Or just resting easy that your taxes are submitted and done if you're here within the United States. I didn't even think about that until I said the date. Oh, it's tax day. That's a significant day. It has been a month since my last video and I did not anticipate being gone this long. I think I anticipated 3 weeks, but last week we got back from our beach trip for spring break and it was just a really busy week trying to get caught up from being out of work and get the kids with their schedules. So there's just a lot going on last week. So this week is still crazy, I feel like, but I'm trying to get in a video, so we'll see. Hopefully I can get everything in. The little girl is napping. And then I've got more work to do this afternoon. So taking a little bit of a break to get in a video. And I don't know when this will be uploaded because I do have to edit it. I do have a special guest today, so I'm going to run through my FFOs, my finishes, and then I'm going to insert the video for my special guest who filmed with me over a week ago. But that's how long it's taken me to get my stuff together. And then I've got some new starts and whips and some haul. I did get to visit Barefoot Needle Art while I was in Myrtle Beach, so I will talk about that at the end. But let's just go ahead and get into the stitching. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'm excited to kind of share what's been going on the last month and just kind of get into it. All right, so to start with, I have two fully finished objects. The first one I'm going to share here, and then the second one I'm going to insert a video because it was a gift. And so I did a 2-minute clip just talking about that finish. So I'll put those here together now. But the first one is the America Berry by Erica Michaels. So I did have this finished at my last video, I'm pretty sure. But I did get brave enough to actually FFO it. It took a little bit of time just because I was learning something new. But I'm really excited to have it done. I have shared this on Instagram, so you've probably seen it on there already. But this, I stitched it on 32 Count Honey by BeStitch Me, and I used Classic Colorworks Summer Sky and Classic Colorworks Winterberry for my colors. And then I think it's B5200 probably for the white. So here is my finish. So this is where it was stitched together, and this is what I did for the top. So this is a felt cutout. I have this particular one in multiple sizes, but I think this is the biggest one that I have. So it was a felt die cut piece it was a die cut that I got from Amazon in multiple sizes that it came together. And I've been using this particular die cut for the back of my pillow finishes recently because a lot of them are springy and flowery and it works good to cover up where I've opened it. So this is the top is that first blue one I did, and then I did do a smaller one in the white. And then a while back I got some flower die cuts, but the way that you do them is you cut it and then you have to spiral it together to make it turn into a flower. So it ends up being like a long piece that when you die cut it and then you have to put it together. I did two of one of these ones. I don't know I've got several flower ones to make it a little bit bigger of a flower. So I did that. I do have a pin in there just kind of holding it together. I do want to get some pins to go in here and stick out, she's got some pins. I'm gonna do some different ones probably. So that won't show eventually, but right now it is glued down, but also just kind of holding it there as well. And then I did a couple little green cutouts from one of Nicole Spore's die cut pieces and from her stitch collection. I think it was maybe the snowman, maybe one. And then I just had some ribbon that's got butterflies and Patriotic in my stash, and so I used that just to finish it up. So I really enjoyed this. I will say I cut my fabric too small, barely. So when I wonder if I can't show the, it's part of the pattern, but so I traced it out, the pattern for the berry, and my fabric was not long enough because it's supposed to come out in this shape and out to the corners. And I was here and it needed to come down to here. So there was a line and then the rest of it, I don't know. I probably didn't explain that well. But I was able to make it work with the way that I sewed it because of it was on the corner and it didn't matter as much, thankfully, because I was sewing within the seam allowance. So I just made sure that I came up to that, sewed up to as far as I could, and then gathered it to where that wasn't going to matter. And so I learned a lesson. I need more fabric for berries than I think. So start over further on my fabric, which I clearly did not do. So that one I'm super excited about, and I'm gonna go ahead and pause here and share my second finish. I am popping in here real quick to share a start, finish, and an FFO within the last 2 days. But this is not gonna make it into my normal video because I am giving it as a gift tomorrow. So I wanted to go ahead and share this. So this is Hope Anchors the Soul by Lindsay with Primrose Cottage Stitches. And this is, I believe, the piece that she stitched for her sister's husband, who's battling cancer right now. And I think all the proceeds go towards that family. So this was super well worth it to be able to support them. And then I have a friend who is kind of going through a rough time and her birthday's tomorrow. So we are celebrating her. And I wanted to stitch something for her just to kind of bring some hope in the situation, and or to remind her that there's hope in the situation, I should say. So I stitched the piece. I decided real last minute to do this. I knew we were having this dinner tomorrow, but I decided, let's see, yesterday was Wednesday, Tuesday, I decided to do this. So got the pattern, picked out some fabric, and stitched it, started it yesterday, finished it this morning, and just FFO'd it this morning as well. So it was super fast. Here is the piece. So her favorite color, I think, is like a hunter green, which ironically is the thread that I chose to stitch it with, which is Weeks Dye Works Hunter. And then she also likes a blush color, so I picked out Blushing Beauty. And Lindsay did this one in a monochromatic scheme, but I decided to make the flower pink. If I thought about it, maybe I would have done the bird too, but I'm good with the flower just being pink. So I stitched it on 28 count Gray Magic Jobelan by BeStitchMe. So this is the fabric. And then I had this fabric in stash because I want to make a project bag out of this fabric. And so it does say faith, hope, and then friendship down here. I tried to get the P in there, but I did not fussy cut it well enough when I sewed it together, but that's okay. You can still get the sentiment. So when I decided to do this, I knew this was the fabric. I had to go hunt it down, but thankfully I found it. And then on the back, I did just a green fabric that I had to match to cover up where I stuffed it. I did my usual flower and then some green felt to go with it, and my charms and my label. So I'm really excited to give this to her tomorrow, and I hope that she can put it on her shelf and it could just bring some reminders of hope through this season of life. So that is one of my FFOs for this video. All right, so that was my second FFO. I was able to give that to my friend at our birthday dinner. She opened it up, she loved it, could not believe that I made it, and asked me if I had a shop where I sell my things, which was super sweet. But I was like, no, I just stitch for myself. My house is covered, and I stitch for friends as well, friends and family. So that was a really sweet time together. All right, let's jump into my finishes. I've got 3, I guess. So I'll show the first one here. This one was technically a new start because I don't think I'd started it yet. Maybe I had, I can't remember. But I am stitching the Christmas Story by Little House Needleworks. And it is, I think there's 11 of these. And so I'm trying to stitch one a month. I'm stitching them with my friend Lisa Red Poppy Crafts on Instagram. So for March, the one that I chose to do was Joseph. I figured just in case I'm not able to keep up with it, I should stitch the main pieces that I need, which are Baby Jesus, who I stitched first, Mary, I've stitched her in February, and now Joseph. And now I'm starting the angel for this month. So at least I'll have that done if I don't get anything else done. But here's Joseph. I'm waiting to do the eyes on all of them until the very end, once I've finished all of them, because I think it needs either colonial knots or maybe I'll do some beads. I don't know. We'll see. But that's stitched on 25 count light taupe. And all the called for colors that she calls for. And I do have, I have started the angel, sure, I'll show that here in a minute in my whips. But that is Joseph. And then I am also stitching the Patriotic Pears by Annie Beez with Nicole Spohr and the Sal that she has going on. So far, I started with the blue one. I think she started with red, but I did blue, red, and this week I need to start the final one, which I have not started it. I have not stitched this week, if you'll believe it. It has just been very, very busy. So I've not gotten any stitching yet, but hopefully I will soon. So the first one is the blue one. I'm stitching mine on 32 count, which is why I'm really anxious for her finishing video next week, because the pattern calls for 36, and that's the size of the outline for the pears for finishing. And so I need to make mine bigger, I guess, because I've got larger fabric. So I'll be anxious to see how she recommends doing that. But here is my finish of the blue one. I stitched it on 32 count Aquarius Lugana by BeStitchMe with B5200 DMC. Super fast stitch. I did mess up over here, so I had to frog a little bit, but even then I think I finished it in a day and a half. It was fast. And then I did not write down my fabric for this one because I'm awesome, but I will put it down below. And I don't think I have it in here either. So I'll put that down below in the notes, but it's a red fabric. It's a 32 count. The first one was a Jobelan. This one is a linen. And here is my finish on the red one. And this one, I did not make any mistakes that I know of. So that's exciting. I am using one strand of thread over 2 on these. And they're still showing up really, really well. And here's my white piece of fabric, which is a 32 count linen, also from Color and Cotton. I have it all written down somewhere, but it's on my phone, which I'm recording with. So I'll just put it all in the notes down below. Okay, so with those finishes, I do want to insert the video. I actually have 2 special guests. My daughter did want to come on and share some of her whips that she's been working on, or whip, and then hopeful whips, I should say. And then my son joins me as well to talk about all of his plans and whips, and I think he's got to finish a couple finishes in there for his teacher gifts. So I'm going to insert that here, and then I'll be back with my whips. Hey Flosstube, I am here with 2 special guests. It is Monday, April 6th. It is the day after Easter, so we have school off. And so we wanted to get up here. We wanted to jump in here and share a few stitching updates from these 2 rascals. So first up is
Mackenzie.
How old are you?
6.
Okay, so what would you like to share today?
I want to share a couple things.
Okay, start off. What's your first pattern that you've been working on?
My first pattern that I've been working on is
from this booklet? Don't show the pattern, just show the booklet cover.
Is this one. The present.
This is a stamped cross stitch kit that we got from Amazon.
Because I'm not old enough to do Mama's cross stitch or Tristan's cross stitch.
We're just starting with stamped. We have learned that stamped is easier to start with.
And where did you get these? From my brother Tristan.
All right, you want to go ahead and share your progress?
So I've been working on the red for a while because there's a lot of red, and then after I do my red, I'm going to do green, and then after green, I'm going to do yellow because it's the easiest.
So is this pretty easy to follow since you've got the stamped on there and you know where to put your thread?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So this is on a 14 count white Ada that's stamped, and she has a whole bunch of others that she can do when she's done. What do you want to share next?
The ones that she showed on her journal.
Okay, so I don't actually know what those are for though.
These are to go on the pattern. Go on the pattern for decoration.
Oh, okay. There you go.
These are to go on the pattern for decoration, but this one right here is not.
How about we take it out so we can show it?
Okay. It's a needle threader. Tristan, don't tell. This is for threading my needle, and these are for just decorations.
They also might be floss rings. So you like here, this is all for floss or thread, right? Look. If you can open it, you can put it on here and it decorates your floss.
I know.
Those are called floss rings.
I know, Mama. And they can be for decoration.
Or you can decorate your pattern.
I don't know how you do that.
These can be for decorations and for decorating your floss things.
All right. What else do you want to show?
All this that's in front of me.
Okay, well, let's show it.
Put it all this way, Mama.
She's gonna be a minute.
Because I need to take something out of that.
So these are your other patterns.
These are my other patterns. So first, to start with, I have a stocking to follow, and next I have a Christmas tree to follow, and I have a snowman,
Those look kind of challenging.
and I have a deer, and I have a candy cane.
Quite a few.
What's this?
Snowflake.
A red snowflake.
And I have a red snowflake that I can follow.
I don't think I've ever seen one of those.
I have a car to follow.
A Christmas car.
A Christmas car, I mean. And a
Wreath.
wreath. And I have a Santa
Claus.
Whatever.
All right, we'll do that in a minute. And then you can show your floss.
Now I have some floss so I can stitch. Right now I'm working on red for the present because this is red and this is red.
Are those the same color?
What?
Are those the same color?
Yeah.
Mm.
And what I was talking about, it can go on your ring so you can decorate it.
Perfect. All right, we're going to come back and Tristan is going to share his
Bye.
Bye. All right, and we are back now and Tristan is ready to share his updates. So why don't we start with your Christmas update since it's past Christmas, and then we'll go into progress on what you've started since. So first up, this is one that you've shared before.
At least 5 times.
This is the chart. It is a Merry Christmas. We found it.
I found it.
You found it online and then I purchased it. All right, so go ahead and share your progress.
This is the sleigh. It's gonna have presents in the back, and I haven't really done that much since I've ever shown it. I've done a little red, but that's it.
Still progress though, and you've got time before Christmas now.
But I still have 5 gifts to make.
So that's taking precedence. All right, so next up is this is White Christmas.
This one right here. Kenzie's
Christmas present.
one of her Christmas gifts.
Christmas.
I still have another one, but this is the.
So this is White Christmas by Primrose Cottage Stitches, and he is is stitching the Christmas tree. So
This is my progress.
she chose, or someone chose,
I chose.
purple
Kenzie-
fabric.
Yeah, she chose purple fabric.
I chose that. P.S. He wanted to make a gift for me. So
And Maddie.
and Maddie.
When he's
So
sleeping.
so Tristan said, "Do you want a gift?" So then I decided that the purple color, and I decided a snow globe with a Christmas tree.
All right, so that's the progress there. And then I have been telling them about your teacher gifts that you've been working on.
Oh, really?
I haven't showed anything, just that you've got a project.
Okay, good.
So there are several patterns. Let's show your finishes first. How about that?
Yeah.
And they go from.
This is.
So I'm going. This is from the Cross Stitch and Needlework magazine, September 06. I'm gonna flash the pattern because I cannot find any of it. Motifs. And so the first one that he finished is the A+, and it is stitched on a white 16 count Ada, I think. And so there's the A+. So the plan is to make these into little pillows, and then to hang on a tree. Not a Christmas tree,
They're
but
for
a
my
tree.
teacher who has moved away. So my teacher.
Yes, so she did move, but we're gonna mail it to her in May sometime when we get them
Like
finished.
Alabama.
Okay, so that was the first
Into
finish.
Alabama, P.S.
Did you
That's
finish
where
another one?
she moved. Miss Miss Lane moved.
Okay, so the next one is from One Nighters, and it
What?
is this one here. Teachers have class, so you can show your finish there.
It's gonna be kind of hard to read the white words.
It's okay. It's the back stitch. So there's the finish, and you did great. And it is on a 16 count Ada as well, I think. We really need to do better about writing down what fabric you choose. I need to help you do better about that.
That looks like 16 count.
Okay, so the next ones are also from the motifs that he has been working on, and he has a start on all of them. So the first one is a chalkboard that says 1 + 1 = 2. So show your border on that one that you've been working on.
It's gonna be kind of hard to tell how I'm holding it upside down. I think this is the right way though.
I think that's the right way, yeah. So just gotta fill in the chalkboard, and there's some back stitch, and then the numbers for the math. So there's that one, and the other one he's gonna be doing is the
Globe.
globe. So he's got to start on the globe.
Globe.
All right, I'll show that one. Now this one I think is on a 20 count Ada, and I think that one is on a
Hang on, that's upside down.
14 or 16 count Ada. Yeah, so that's where the globe will be. And
Straight through.
The globe that he made, that it is a this globe.
we'll show it real fast because it's a pattern.
No, she didn't do that.
Okay, and then hold on, you gotta show the book. This is from the Leisure Arts magazine. Does it say February 1989? So we went through all of my teacher-ish things for him to pick out what he wanted to do. So go ahead and show the magazine which one you're gonna do. This one you can actually show. All right, and so September.
I can't see which one it is.
September's over here, and it is
September.
books. So he's just doing the books, not gonna put.
September. I'm gonna change
September.
it into the name of my teacher, which is Miss Lane.
And there you go.
A little bit of progress.
So he has started
It's
on
backwards.
the bottom book.
Hang
No,
on.
you got it right.
No, that's the right way. No, that's the right way.
The little bit of book, the bottom book that he's doing. All right, so those are all of his finishes and whips.
Mama, when we show this teacher one, why do we do this?
Oh, because it's a pattern. We can't show patterns. Okay, settle down. So do you want to share your plans?
My plans. I think I'm really gonna do them, but just get over.
Can't you stop?
Oh, which one was I doing? Oh yeah, there is a finish in here, I believe. Might not be in here, but hang on.
He said, hang on for a minute.
Did you finish one?
I do have this finished, but I think I already gave it to you.
We'll share it next time.
So I'll show you the pattern, but I've already
one?
showed it in one
Oh,
video.
the Christmas tree.
This is gonna be one of my sisters, the one who's sleeping. And we're probably gonna make it into exactly what it looks like
Christmas tree.
to hang up on her Christmas tree.
Our Christmas tree in our room.
Pansies.
And another
For
one
sure.
that he wants to do is this train for Daddy.
For
that's why
our
this book is
daddy.
So that's why I still have it.
For our daddy.
Okay.
Should I show this one?
Just that
Yeah.
type of pattern.
This is another one of my plans. It is for my.
This was a free download, I believe, by Stone Street Stitchworks from 2018. So you should still be able to get this one on their website.
I'm probably gonna. I think I'm gonna give this to my grandfather for Christmas.
Who's your grandfather?
Papa.
Yeah, Papa. I forgot that Pop-Up's your grandfather. That's for me.
Other pattern that I'm doing is gonna be for me. It says list.
Well, this is the name. It's Santa's
Ornament. Santa, please bring me.
It's by Homespun Elegance, 2008. And then just show the pattern.
I can't really tell what it says, but
Oh, it's a stitcher's list, I think. So it's
It
less
says
linen.
linen floss, time to stitch.
Yep.
Then
And-
this is the that I'm going to be stitching it on.
Fabric, and it is called
Oh my
It's
gosh.
by Those Missing Stitches, hand-dyed fabric, gifted Grace, and it's a
This one's for
16
Maddie.
count Ada.
This one's for Maddie.
It's very pretty.
And
the
this
next-
one is for the one that is also sleeping again, as I referenced
It's
to it about 5 times.
Madeline.
Maddie.
Gingerbread House.
Gingerbread House.
This is Vintage Christmas Sampler by It's So Emma. And you're stitching it on.
It's so Emma Stitchery. And I'm stitching on this.
So this is I think
Something
it's
that-
Fabric Flare, 14 count Ada.
That we were gifted to from one of your friends.
Creationist Blue. Yes, a dear friend sent him a lot of fabric
Yeah, actually all the fabric I have is from her.
No.
so that he can work
All for
on.
me.
All right, so no. While we were on vacation, we visited. Do you remember what it was called?
Well, we were
Barefoot Needlework.
Well, we were
Needlework.
at
Needlework.
Myrtle Beach. We went to there.
Well, you were swimming.
Yeah.
I was swimming in the pool at Myrtle Beach.
And Tristan and I visited Barefoot Needle Art
With my grandmother.
with Nana, and he picked
With
out
your grandmother, Nana,
some things.
and
Time to settle down.
she came to watch us while Mommy and Daddy were working.
These are the only ones that I left out.
So this is a bag that was custom made by them there.
That
he
I
chose.
got from Mommy. $35.
Okay, we don't need to share that. So he was able to pick out a bag that he wanted and some charts. Do you want to show the charts?
I've for a very long time wanted a sampler, so I finally got one. I'm so happy.
So he's got his alphabet sampler, and it's of course for the beach that he's going to be able to do. And I love that one. I may have to stitch that as well.
No.
Kenzie, can you please get off of me?
And then another one.
Another one that I will be stitching, it's called Lighthouse Tag. It's across this pattern, clearly. It's by Cute Embroidery. It's Cute Embroidery by Kate. And here's what it looks like. And I'm probably going to change some of the colors, like I think the only color I'm going to change is probably the words for sea and then the blue on the lighthouse. But and this is the one that we've put the most effort into.
He's ready to start this one. He just needs to pick out some fabric. You can leave it in there because we can't show the pattern.
No, I just want to take this out. This is one that is actually by the store that we went there, so they actually make patterns there too, and also the bags. And it's an anchor series, and what it's called is Pride. And the heart I will be changing in all the colors. The only thing that I'm going to keep is the shape. The heart I'm changing to a cross, and the colors are called Midnight, Ribbon Red. Hang on. I'm going from top to bottom, and we have some specific lines. But
So he has made a complete color conversion of how he wants to do it. We've blocked it out on the chart.
Tristan, this midnight.
And so
Nice.
these are the colors he's going to be changing them to.
And those colors are called Midnight, Ribbon Red, Pine, Sunset, Storm Lake, Sunrise, Island Blue. And by the way, it's from top to bottom, so every single one I just listed is going to be actually used in that order.
I think that's the order that he's going to do them in,
Yeah.
from this way that over there. Okay, so he also got some other colors that he picked out. This is his first time picking out fancy floss, so it was exciting to pick out some fun colors. So show him what you got there.
Lavender potpourri, and this is what it looks like. They're actually mixed together as colors. Then, actually, I think this one is my favorite, other than Midnight, which that's also my favorite. This one's called Meadow Green.
All right, so what did you think being in your very first cross-stitch store?
It was unbelievable. I just thought it was awesome, because we don't actually have one down here.
Yep.
So, I don't think we can actually do that again.
We'll
I
find
mean,
some other ones.
We might be able to, but nothing that's equivalent to that. Something equal to that.
We'll see, but it was a very great store, and we had a really great time. I will share my haul that I got from the store when I filmed my video, but he wanted to jump on here since he's off of school and share. So, and I've had a lot of viewers who have asked about him coming back on, so it was a good time to go ahead and bring him in. So thank you so much, and he will be back when he gets all this finished and is ready to share. So they are a hot mess, as you can say, in all the good ways, but that was entertaining to film with him, so hopefully you enjoyed that as well. I think he's still working on his teacher gifts. He's got like a month. I need him to do it sooner than that though, so I can make the pillows. But since she's not teaching at the school anymore, I'll be mailing it off. I think it'll be okay if I'm a little bit late, but we'll see. But with that, I'm gonna go ahead and share my whips and new starts. So where should we start? Okay, I'm gonna start with the small whips. There are 2 of them, and then we'll get into, these are both new starts too, and then we'll get into the larger pieces that I worked on. So I had mentioned that I started the angel for the Nativity. Where is she? As my 3-year-old would say, where is her? I have a very small start. So this is the piece again. Everything is being stitched on 25 count light taupe. That's the angel that I'm working on, and I just have her face started. But I'm happy to have that because now I can just pick it up for some car stitching and get it done. I just need to get it done by the end of the month. And they do stitch up pretty quickly, especially in the car. And I can do 25 count pretty easily in the car, which is good. I learned 36 count I can only do if I am in traffic and my husband is driving very slowly, because otherwise I can't see the holes. So I did finish my blue, I was working on another whip in the car when my husband was driving home, and we had really bad traffic in Atlanta. And so I was like, oh, I'll just keep working on this and that'll be good. All right, my next one, I'm gonna show the picture. This is a new start. This is what I'm doing for my teacher gifts. I stitched 3 of these last year, I think, for the kids' teachers, and I'm stitching 3 again this year. Different teachers this year, which is good. But I've only started the first one, and I need to get on it so that I can get these done before teacher appreciation in less than a month. So these will be probably my car stitching pieces for a while, for the rest of the month. But this is just my very, very small start on this one. I'm stitching these on the same fabric I used last year, which is To Die For Fabrics 28 count linen and light khaki. And I'm using my own colors, and I can put those down, but it's just very similar colors, I think. And so I will be working on those, trying to get 3 of those done soon. All right, on to my bigger whips. I was able to get my Plumstreet Samplers, this I know, ready for a good bit of car stitching for our trip to Myrtle Beach. I did have to work a little bit on the trip for a couple hours each day. So driving there and back, I did not get as much as I'd wanted to get done. Do we ever? But I did at least get some fill-in done. So I got my big board and all my pieces are, so you can see where we're going. There's more pieces coming. But this is the first one. So I was able to get all of this grass filled in, and I worked from where I was over here somewhere in the house filling it and came over there. And I can't remember if I had all the sheep done last time. I don't think I did, because I think I was working really hard to get all of the sheep done and their legs, so I would be able to fill it in. So this is a lot more stitching than I think I anticipated when I started it in February. So it's taken a hot minute. This one I am stitching on 28 count Nantucket by Color and Cotton with the called for colors, and I did dye my threads as well. So there is a change, like the threads are very muted, and I think everyone's colors are going to be different if you coffee dyed them, because it just matters how much saturation you did for it. And I think I oversaturated my coffee, which I tend to do in dyeing fabrics and in drinking coffee probably too. So my pink is very light. It's not really, I mean, it's pink, but it's just a very, very muted pink, I think, which I'm okay with. But there is that one. And my next one is a new start because it is next on the board. This is the America the Beautiful Sal by Teresa Kogut. It is for tier 4 Patreon members. And then I think the other tiers can purchase it for a small fee. I don't know if it's the same month or a month after the first release comes out. I'm not sure. But I am stitching this one. Do I have it on here? Oh yes, by 36 count Flintstone by Color and Cotton. I measured it out. I was able to get it to fit on a fat quarter, and I have a 1-inch margin on either side. I will be framing it myself, so I'm not concerned about the 1-inch margin. I can lace with a 1-inch margin, and I'll just bring it in really close to where I want it and get a custom frame to fit. But I did start with the border. She said once the border is going to be the same for all of them, and just to do 3 stitches in between each border. So I started with the full width of the border before I did anything else, because I wanted to make sure I was actually going to get it on this fat quarter. I did the measurements, ran it through like the numbers on 1, 2, 3 stitch on their calculator. It said I should be fine, but I was still nervous. So this is what I was working on, was just getting that line across in the car. So this is my progress. So you can see I was able to get all the way across, and you can see right there my margin, super small. I'll bring this in. So this is, I'm working on the first block, and this is all fill-in here. So lots of white fill-in. I have to still, there's a whole block of fill-in up here too, around that. I think I'm gonna do it. I just haven't fully decided. I saw someone that did not do the fill-in down here and just left the words, and it looked good. It's just a lot of fill-in. She did post a sneak peek, if you saw it, on Patreon of the next block, and she said it is half the stitching, which I made a comment and said that's great because I need time to get caught up on the full stitching of this one. I do know the middle block is full coverage, and that makes me nervous, because if this that's not full coverage is a lot of stitching, that is going to take a long time. I guess I'll just, I think she said it's like blue fill-in, so she's going to probably have her model stitcher when doing the individuals just stitch it on a navy blue fabric, so I don't have to do all the fill-in. I'll probably save the fill-in and work on it all throughout until it gets done, and not stress out about trying to get that block done that month, because that's a lot of fill-in. So I am working on filling in here, and I started working in on the flags, and I'm kind of trying to color complete as much as possible with the colors. So I finished all of the navy, I think. There might be just like a little number strip of this navy. I've got a lot of the black done, a lot of the white. There's obviously white in their hair, so I've not gone up to do the hair yet of the men. And I need to do the chair, because he's sitting, the chair and the table over here. I think that's probably what I'm gonna do next. But really enjoying this one, and I'm excited to see all the things. I'm excited for next month too. It looks really great. So that is the Teresa Kogut style, and I'm stitching this with a few friends. I'm stitching this with Lisa, who's Red Poppy Crafts, and my friend Beth as well, who is a dear friend who I talk to on email all the time. And I don't know where I put that back. We'll take care of that in a minute. All right, the next one, I don't have the picture, but I think you probably know this one. It's on my tablet. It is One Nation by Bygone Stitches. I'm stitching it on 36 count Parchment by Fiber on the Whim. I started this one in February as well. And I just decided I need to get working on it, because my goal is to have all of the lines and all of the stars done by May 15th. And then stitch 1 state name a day until July 4th. That's also going to require, there's a few motifs and doodads in between that I'll have to stitch as well. And I'm not going to try to get those done. I'm just going to do those while I'm doing the names, because the letters I don't think will take terribly long. But this is where I'm at so far. So what I did is I came in and I had these blue stars to finish, so I finished them. I had already done the red line up here, so I've come in and started working on all the white lines. And I did go ahead and block it all the way down. So this red is the bottom of it. So that is the full width or length of it, and then this is the width over here. I didn't come over and block over here. I'm probably just going to go ahead and stitch all the way across once I get to that white line. But what's fun is this white, it's a little stretched out. From here to here is 250 stitches. That takes me about 25 to 30 minutes to do one of these lines. I still have to come in and do red lines across throughout here too. That's 250 stitches. Then when I get down to here, these are all 400 stitches across. And if you've already stitched this, you're probably laughing at me like, yeah, we know. And that's gonna take me double the time to do those lines. And then I still have 50 stars to do in here. I'm trying to work on this every single day right now. because there's just not enough days. There's a month left before my deadline, my self-imposed deadline, but still there's a month left. So I gotta get working on this one. But again, it's another one that I absolutely love. It's beautiful. I can't wait to get it finished. I know exactly where I want to put it in my house. And I'd really like it done for America's 250th. All right, so I think, is that all of my whips? I think it is. Okay, cool. So let's go into haul. I had mentioned last video that I was going to be going to an estate sale. We barely made it to the estate sale, so some of the stuff that I was looking at was not there anymore. But what I did find is this train cross stitch, which I had seen it advertised in the pictures, and I was pretty sure it was cross stitch, and so it was sitting right there on the couch when I walked in. My mom came with me and we grabbed it immediately. Because if you've been around for a while, you know my husband loves trains. I have a huge train sampler that I stitched before we even got married, or knew each other, I should say. And then I've stitched him a few ornaments as well. And my son, he loves trains too. So I don't know, I couldn't find this pattern, what it is. It was stitched in, well, I don't know when it was stitched. But it says 1857 on the train, and it's called the Phantom. I don't know. But it is hanging with my other train piece that I rescued, which was the Chattanooga Choo Choo, which is perfect because we live in Chattanooga. And then I showed this to my husband, and he was like, well, you still have to stitch me a train piece. Rescuing these pieces does not count. I said, well, I've got this big sampler up on the wall. And he said, I stitched that before I knew him, so that doesn't count either. Which is fine. I'm happy to stitch more train pieces. I'm always looking at them. I've given him a few options of things that I have found, things that I have in stash. He has not picked one yet though. So once he picks his one, I will start it and stitch it for him. They also had like a whole lot of magazines. I only picked up 2. I really liked the sampler on this one. And so I picked this one up, and I'm pretty sure, sorry, there was an address on there. I don't think that person is there anymore. But anyway, so there's that, and then this one does not have an address. This is the other one. I think there are some patterns inside. So they're older magazines, 1997, and this is the Premier Collectors. I don't know what year it is. There's gingerbread on here. I think that's probably why I got it, was for the gingerbread. And Christmas lights. Let's see. There's the gingerbread. I think they're cute. And let's see, anything else good? I flipped through all the magazines to see what I liked. And oh, I think I liked the angels too. Like stitching one angel as an ornament for each daughter. I like that. And then I can't fully show this. Cover it up. But there's like bells. So I'm really into, as you can tell, different finishing styles, and these are bells, and I think they're cute. So I looked through the magazines, and these are the 2 that I liked, and they didn't have a price on it, so she just threw it in there for free. I was like, thanks, appreciate it. And then if you remember one of my market haul pieces, I was sent the wrong piece, so they made all well. So I now have this beautiful beast, huge. I've seen some people working on it on Instagram. Can't wait to work on it, but it's huge. I need to pace myself. My next installment of Country Cottage Needleworks Christmas Market. This is the wreath stand. Came in the mail. Have not worked on that since January. It's fine. I had a couple pieces come in from Stash Unload. I am obsessed with the berries now, so I picked up this one because there's a berry in it. I do love the big piece too, but I love the berry. So a Thanksgiving berry, and then this was a really good price, and I'm trying to build up my sea and ocean type stuff, so I thought this would be a great one to do. There's 2 patterns in there. And then I did pick up the finishing pack from Lindy Stitches. Makes my life easier to not try to think about what fabric I want to use. I just did not want to have to use brain power for that. And then for our trip to Barefoot Needle Art, my son shared his haul, so he did get a project bag, and then I got one as well. So I really liked this style, and then it just is Velcroed and opens up. And in here, I picked up some needles. You can never have enough. So these are, I've never seen these ones before. Colored eyes. Oh, the pony needles. I've heard of them. I think I've heard of them. So I've already used one of them. It's missing. And then for some more berries, I picked up America Blues. I liked the pillow as well as the berry. And then I did not, I've eyed this one for a while. What I love about Erica Michaels is a lot of hers come with multiple patterns, and this one has 3. So I think I've got one that's like this, that is the Christmas version. But I love that it's got a drum. It's got the big piece, which I love, the Scrabble type thing. I've got a Scrabble wall that's got our names, our last name, and then all of our kids' names in it. And so I love that kind of idea. And then the berry, yep, it's got a berry too. So I'm excited for those. And then Barefoot Needle Art also does their own patterns. And so I picked up Beachy Little Christmas, probably be an ornament for my husband. He loves the beach, he's from the beach. And then they had this piece, and the way that they finished it, I loved. I shared it on my Instagram, I think. But they had these finished into flat folds, and then they were kind of like attached together, and it was laying there. It was so cute. So I picked this one up because I really liked it. So I feel like overall I did pretty good with being careful with my haul, right? We spent an hour in the store, which is never enough time, as I'm sure you know, for a cross-stitch store. But my husband had the girls at the pool, and I knew that they were going to be wanting us to get back, and my son wanted to get back to the pool too. He was excited to go to the cross-stitch store. We went on our last day, so he kept asking me, are we going? He thought it was really great, as he shared, but then when I told him we were gonna go, he found out that his sisters were going swimming, and he was like, I want to go swimming too. I was like, okay, we'll go to the store, it's 10 minutes away, and then we'll come back and you can go swimming. So that's what we did. Okay, so that is everything. So life update, I guess. We did the camping trip, which was a lot of fun. We stayed at a resort camping, which was great. They had an indoor pool. They opened up the outdoor lazy river and water slide at the end of our visit, which was fine. It just was cold. So my son and my husband went down a couple times, and then we went to the heated pool after that. It just wasn't warm enough yet. The kids got in the ocean, I think, once, but we did plenty of seashell collecting and playing in the sand. We went out and watched the sunrise every morning, my husband and I did, and my son joined us once because the ocean was literally like 50 feet from our camper. So it was really great to watch the sunrise over the ocean, beautiful. We went to a gardens, I cannot remember the name of it. But with the gardens, they had a sculpture garden, they had a little zoo. So we did a walkthrough with the zoo where she told us about all the animals that were there. They're all native to the South Carolina area. And that was a lot of fun. It was beautiful. The adults, I think, liked it more than the kids, but the kids got plenty of other fun things to do. So we did mini golf a couple times, which is part of the resort. They had an Easter egg hunt, but it was like you're trying to find a big golden egg, and it was just one big golden egg. We never found it, but that's okay. We had fun looking. And they did a duck race. I can't remember if my kids mentioned this in the video, so apologies if I am reiterating it. But the duck race was paddle boats, and my sister-in-law, myself, and the 3-year-old were in one, and then my husband had the other 2 kids in one. And the idea was there were rubber duckies at the other side of the lake that were dropped in. They each had letters on them, and the letters were assigned a certain value, but you didn't know what the value was until you got back and they did the calculations. So the goal was to get as many ducks as you could. So we paddle boated out there. We had a net for catching them. My husband and kids came in second place because there was one duck that had a significant value to it. And so they were able to get the one that had the significant value, which put them in second place because first place got way more ducks than everyone else. There was one poor lady who only had 1 duck, and she's like, does anyone want to take my lone duck to add points to them because I only got 1? But it was a lot of fun. They got some store money, I think $8 to the local general store. So they went in and got some ice cream, and they each got to pick out like a little souvenir from there. So we did that. I'm trying to think, I think that was like most of it. We went out to Hard Rock Cafe because we had not been to Myrtle Beach one. My husband and I have been to Venice and Rome. So we've got little glasses from there, but he wanted a souvenir from this one. And then we cooked out at the camper, and lots of sand got in the camper. I still have to go clean it out. I just haven't had time to do that yet. But it was just a really great trip. We came back, lots of traffic, took 11 hours to get home. Easter was the next day, well, Easter Saturday for us. We went to church on Saturday evening. We did an egg hunt at my parents' house on Sunday and had lunch with my family. We did appetizers for Easter, so wings and sliders and macaroni and cheese, which is not an appetizer, but that's what the kids eat. Chips and dip and fruit plates, and it was great. And since then, we have had track practice and one track meet, which was a lot of fun. It was our second track meet. We've only got 2 more, so it's a short season. But the kids had a great time. We had a great time with them, helping coach them. We had a soccer game, 2 soccer games on Saturday. I may have turned into a crazy soccer mom. The one time in my life, I'll contain myself from here on. Usually I'm the very quiet one, but some parents on the other side, for whatever reason, decided to be very, very rude. And so I just got really loud in my cheering. I wasn't rude to them. I just was really loud in how I cheered them on and encouraged our team to combat some of that, I think. So that was great. But the boys won. They won 5-3. I think my daughter's team won as well. U8, which is under 8. She's 6. They're not as competitive, I guess. And they don't keep track of the score like the U10 does. Like the U10 boys, they know what the score is. The U8 girls are kind of like, what's the score? We're just out there having fun, which is totally fine for that age. My son was kind of like that way too. Maybe it's a boy thing. I think he actually did keep the score. But anyways, we have fun. We have another 2 more games this Saturday, and we go through mid-May, I think. So we've still got lots of soccer time left before everything. But now everything is going to be end of year school festivities. So we have a field trip next week to the aquarium. We have a mother-son baseball game the week after that, I think. My daughter we're not sure if she's going to do the gymnastics competition that she did in February, just because there's soccer that day too, and that feels like a lot. So we've not officially made that decision, but she does have a dance recital mid-May. Her cousins have a dance recital we'll be going to. I think they have a play that we'll be going to. Mother's Day, birthdays in May. The whole last week of school is crazy. Today's picture day for my big kids, so hopefully they smiled pretty. My son was like, I just can't, I'm too tired. I was like, no, you can smile for like a minute. It's okay, you'll be okay. But yeah, that's kind of life update here. Just plugging along, keeping busy, and this is just a really busy time of year with kids. So I have still stitched the majority of the year every day, but I know I've missed probably up to 7 days of stitching. But I had a really good record for the first like 3 months, and then life started to get a lot busier, and just not as much time every day for stitching. So I still plan to come back every 2 weeks as long as I can. The videos may just be shorter depending on what I've got to share. It may just be one nation that I'm sharing because I've got to work on that one. That's my plan. One nation, teacher gifts, my nativity, and the berries. Definitely want to get that finished, which that's small and quick. So thankfully the other ones that I need to do besides One Nation are small and quick. And then continuing to work on the other whips that I shared. I really have no business starting anything else right now, and probably even into May. So hopefully no like big new starts for a little while. I know July I've got some. So maybe if I can get to then doing all smalls and my whips, then that would be really good. But if you have any questions for me, please leave me a comment. I'm happy to answer any questions. I do have everything hopefully listed in the description box for you. But if not, feel free to reach out and ask me. I'm always happy to answer questions and chat with you guys. So thank you so much for spending time with me, and I will see you in a couple weeks, hopefully.